If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. I'm on Carolyn Beach in Florida. I really like this beach. This is a city park right here, actually. It's kind of neat. This is a city park. It's got running water bathrooms and faucets and picnic tables. This is kind of interesting. This is where they trained the troops in World War II. The troops that were going to storm the beaches of Normandy. They trained them here. There's a little plaque up there. It kind of explains it. Not a lot of information. But I spent a lot of time here last winter. Absolutely love this beach. But there's a significant change in this beach that happened while we were gone. In between here and the building were huge sand dunes. You would have to climb over the sand dune to come down onto the beach. Well, those are gone now. And what made them go away was the hurricane that hit, the northwest Florida this last, I think, September, October. Now, Panama City is about 150 miles from here. So, Panama City, I think, is what took the brunt of the eye of the hurricane. So, this area just got a little clipping of it. Now, you can see the remnants of devastation as you drive along this road. This road here travels the entire Gulf Coast all the way out of Florida into Alabama. It's a nice drive. We did it last year. But I've been told that once you get into the next town, the road is pretty much demolished. But you can't really see a lot of destruction here. I mean, the only way you would really know that there was a hurricane here was if you were here before. What's really interesting is you go, I think, about 80 miles north of here. Highway 10 goes east or west through the state of northern Florida. There is complete destruction along that highway. The amount of destruction, trees down, crews are still cleaning up the remnants of this hurricane. It was quite impressive to see all of it. So my thinking was I didn't want to stop in the middle of a highway and take footage of it. So I thought I'd just come down here and I would show you footage of the hurricane down here, but actually there's not a lot to show you. I figured even Apalachicola National Forest would have a lot of damage that you could see. There's not near as much damage currently here as there is 80 miles north of here. I thought that was interesting. There's a couple houses along this road that are gone now, but again, only if you knew that they were there. If you didn't know they were there, there's really not much evidence to say otherwise. For example, the sand dunes. If you didn't know that there used to be sand dunes there, you wouldn't even have a clue that anything happened. As we were driving along Highway 10, there was two rest areas that were closed, and the devastation of them were pretty dramatic also. In the Apalachicola National Forest, there are several campgrounds, Porter Lake, several of them. I mean, I can name them all off. Hancock, I think, is another one, that are currently closed because of the hurricane. As I said in yesterday's video, there's a state forest that had closed campgrounds. There's Carolyn. She does exist. So there you go. For all the critics that think Carolyn's left me, there she was right there. This has really caused a lot of problems being a nomad. Between the government shutdown and a hurricane, really has limited any ability to find campgrounds to stay at. Well, I was hoping to get into Florida in March, not having to figure out where we're going to go because the government shut down those campgrounds in Mississippi in that video I told you the other day. So we may have to go on down to Ocala. Now, here's the thing about the Ocala National Forest, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that lives near Ocala, but it's my understanding that the Ocala National Forest has a lot of issues with criminal behavior in that area. So I'm not all that excited to go there. Now, there is a campground in the Osceola National Forest. So depending on how the weather starts to warm up around here, we may go over to the Osceola National Forest, which wouldn't have not been affected by the hurricane at all. and then go over into South Carolina, and then maybe loop back around through Georgia and Alabama. But the point is this is something that I think most nomads don't realize is the cost involved in having to travel and running into constant problems. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, just pick up your house and go. Well, when I pick up my house and go, I'm going to have to go a long ways, which is a lot of cost. Okay, so I'm still on the beach, but I've walked far enough where you might be able to see a little bit of damage here. It's they really did a good job cleaning this place up. So you can see that they've done some work on the road here. Now the road, it was washed out. You can see that it was washed out, and they've been able to repair it. Now here, I mean, this is such a minor example of what I've been seeing all along Highway 10, was these trees that are pushed over. I mean, they really did a good job getting all this cleaned up right here where the bulk of the water came in at. It's my understanding that when the wave came in, I forget what they call it, it came in and pushed clear across to the other side of the street. They finally got the cell towers working to reasonable conditions. I know that the campground we're at now used to have really fast internet speed through AT&T, but it's not now. It's very slow, so they're still having some cell phone towers, but right here in Carabel, it's a lot faster. The palm tree here, you can see that the level of the sand that has been removed from the palm tree. I'm telling you, when I was here last year, the sand was up to this level. Well, now, you know, that's just root there of the palm tree. So again, here on the pine tree, same thing. The root is exposed. See, that was all covered up before. But they have done a great job repairing it. They've repaired this little piece here with concrete. So anyway, I'm sorry I don't have more to show you about the hurricane after effects, but they've done a really good job cleaning it up. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.